Hey guys, the Lord has put something on my heart that I need to release, and He made it. He showed me yesterday that this was the timing for it. Okay, so a long time ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was telling my husband about a vision I had, and I was sitting on the couch telling my husband about this vision. My husband does not like this kind of stuff. At the time, he still was kind of receptive to hearing what I had to say, but and so I'm telling him about this vision, and that the Lord said that a storm was coming. And this was way before Trump and the storm stuff. And so he just kept telling me a storm was coming, and I told him a storm was coming. And right after I told him, and I'm going to tell you all the vision, and right after I told him that, my son ran downstairs with his tablet, and he said, guys, a storm is coming. And my husband looked right at me like, what the heck? And I was like, I didn't tell him. But something on his tablet he needed help with, and a storm was coming. And I'm not even sure what happened. I just got up, and I just was like, wow, it was confirmation from the Lord on that, and I believe on the vision and me telling him about it. Well, the vision was that I went to my front door, and I opened it because someone knocked, and my friend's daughter was at the door. Her name is Michaela. She's a 12-year-old. And she was at the door, and she had in her hand, and on the ground because she couldn't hold it, was a giant hail ball. She had several giant ones in her hands, like larger than about softball size and larger. And she even had one on the ground that looked like a basketball size. It was just huge, like someone's head. It looked giant. And she just she had her hands out, just like, look at these. And I know, like, that's what she was meaning, but I don't believe she said, look at these. She just had her hands out with it. Okay, and that was the end of the vision. Well, the Lord later kept giving me the word hail, 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 hail. For years, He gave me the word hail around this time and of the year. And I knew that hail was going to come first. That was going to be my sign. My sign that the timing is coming. That the timing, is very soon, imminent. Hold on, baby. I'm doing a recording, okay? You can sit out here just when we finish recording it. And so I knew that would be a sign. Well, when I got up from my son running in, saying a storm was coming, I was going out my front door. I was going to go out my front door. And as soon as I opened it, I heard a knock. And when I opened it, there was Michaela in real life. She was standing there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is my vision. But it wasn't. She had no hail balls in her hand. She had a leash in her hand to a dog. And she came by to show us this dog. Literally, she came by to show us this dog that she was walking for her neighbor. The dog's, and I asked her what the dog's name was, and she said, Barley. And I thought, no way. The dog's name is Barley. Well, I go to look at Michaela's name, and I believe it means God's gift. So, symbolically, the Lord had her come to the door. And symbolically, God came to the door and brought me a gift of barley. But also, it's clearly connected to the vision. Okay? So it happened both in the physical as well as in the spiritual, because I saw it. But it was also confirmed that a storm was coming in person and with a witness, my husband. And right now the Lord, or yesterday, the Lord showed me on YouTube this video that Paul Bakley put out talking about all the hailstorms that have hit the world, everywhere around the world, and that they're taking out all kinds of buildings and stuff. And we all know, like, everything, yes, okay, happens naturally and organically is formed. I mean, well, some of it's not, you know, but things seem to be organically happening to people that aren't in the know or awake or whatever you want to call it. And so, guys, I don't know what I'm getting at here. I'm just saying that the Lord showed me that it would be a storm. Now, this isn't the actual storm that's hit, guys. There's where I think we're going to see one that hits almost the whole world. And I've been watching before each Passover starts that day and the day prior, the oceans have had the remnants of storms covering the all of the oceans. Almost like it was just at a moment's notice could have been expanded and covered the world. It's happened the past it happened at actual Easter, okay, around Easter, that Sunday and the day before, and it happened just last week. I also had a dream of the Lord coming as a storm and a tornado, and he came 3 times. And between each one, I helped get people to a storm shelter, and then after the storm had passed, and they stayed in the shelter, and I went back out and got more people. And so there is a storm coming. But I think that this was the harbinger for me, at least, that it's about to happen. And after the storm comes, there will be signs in the sky that let us know there's a 3-day warning. And then the 3 days of darkness will descend. And I'm not sure exactly if it's the 3 days, but I know darkness will descend onto this earth. He's shown me that a lot here lately. And I have some video clips, and I can't attach them right here, but I think I'll just upload them, of different things that every time I walk out the door, out the back door, whatever's on the cartoon my son's watching, like, I'll hear it all of a sudden. Most of the time I tune it out, I'll hear it all of a sudden, and it's the Lord speaking so much. And one of them, these little characters go and save a fish that's stuck inside of this womb, and they try and pull her out. They can't get her out. Something's blocking it from the baby coming out, the baby fish. The baby fish comes out, and as they all yank the baby fish out, they all kind of float back as a group, and then they get swallowed up by a whale. And then they're in pitch black darkness as they are swallowed up by this whale, and they're trying to find their escape. And they look to find a door. There's no door. There's no secret door, they say. And it confirms my vision of me and my sons. I opened my cabinet door. I had a vision. I opened my cabinet door. Inside is another door. I take the towels out and I climb in, and I open that second secret door, and I ask my children, I say, come on, let's go. And I have them sit on my lap, and we slide down on a water slide or something. It's always water slides. Water slides 24/7. Water slides wherever you can fit them in. The Lord does. But I think that this is a sign of something. And guys, the Lord is doing a countdown for the escape. Go to her and say it clearly, baby. Sorry, she's trying to shut off Alexa. All right, I love you guys. Bye.